This may feel cruel, but it attracts money like crazy. This is not about exploiting people or becoming cold. This is about the uncomfortable habits that consistently separate people who struggle financially from people who build lasting wealth. Why do some of the kindest people stay broke, while others who constantly say no seem to become wealthier every year? And why do so many wealthy people protect their time almost obsessively? By the end of this video, you'll understand 7 behaviors that initially feel cruel, but quietly attract more money, more opportunities, and more freedom. Most financial advice teaches you how to make money. This video is about becoming the kind of person money naturally trusts. The power of saying no. Why does one simple word make some people wealthier while others spend their lives struggling? Most people believe saying yes makes them generous, helpful, and likable. So they say yes to everything. They agree to extra work they don't have time for. They attend social gatherings they don't even want to be at. They answer every phone call. They reply to every message. They loan money they can't afford to lose. Little by little, they give away the very resources that create wealth. Time, energy, attention, money. The people who build wealth understand something different. Every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. That yes has a cost. If it doesn't move your life forward, it's quietly moving you backward. This is why saying no often feels cruel. You disappoint people. You decline invitations. You refuse opportunities. You protect your calendar. At first, it feels selfish, but it's actually one of the greatest acts of respect you can show your future self. When you start protecting your time, your energy, your attention, and your resources, something interesting happens. Other people begin to value them too. The more selective you become, the more valuable your time appears. And people are willing to pay a premium for access to it. But saying no is only the beginning. What happens when protecting your future means disappointing people you care about? Disappointing people. Why does disappointing other people often feel harder than disappointing yourself? Most people aren't afraid of saying no. They're afraid of how other people will react. So they keep saying yes. Not because they want to, but because they don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. What does that habit actually cost you? Every unnecessary yes comes with an invisible bill. You lose time, you lose energy, you lose focus. Sometimes you lose money. Worst of all, you slowly teach yourself that everyone else's priorities matter more than your own. So how do wealthy people think differently? They understand something most people never do. Someone will always be disappointed. The question is, will it be them, or will it be your future self? The people who consistently build wealth don't enjoy disappointing others. They simply understand that temporary discomfort is often the price of long-term freedom. But saying no to people isn't enough. If you really want to build wealth, you have to protect something even more valuable than your money. Protect your resources. What if your paycheck isn't your greatest financial asset? Most people think the money in their bank account is what determines their wealth. It isn't. Money can always be earned again. Your time can't. Your energy can't. Your attention can't. Once they're gone forever. The truly wealthy don't just protect their money, they protect the resources that create money. Their time, their focus, their health, their energy. Because those resources produce everything else. So why do so many people give those resources away so freely? Without realizing it, we hand them over every day. We say yes to extra projects we don't have time for. We attend social gatherings we don't even want to be at. We answer messages the moment they arrive. We allow interruptions to dictate our schedule. Little by little, we're investing our most valuable resources into things that produce almost nothing in return. What happens when you finally start treating those resources like they're valuable? Everything changes. When you treat your time, your energy, and your attention as finite, valuable resources, other people begin to value them too. They stop expecting unlimited access to you. They respect your boundaries, and they're often willing to pay a premium for your time because you've demonstrated that it's valuable. This is the discipline that protects your future. Every unnecessary yes becomes a meaningful no, and every meaningful no creates room for a better opportunity. But protecting your resources also means knowing when it's time to leave. Sometimes the most profitable decision you'll ever make isn't saying yes, it's walking away. Walking away. Why do some people stay trapped in bad jobs, bad deals, and bad relationships with money, even when they know they should leave? Walking away feels risky. It feels irresponsible. It feels like you're throwing away an opportunity. So people stay. They stay in underpaid jobs. They keep bad clients. They continue business partnerships that drain them. They cling to investments that are clearly failing. Not because they're good opportunities, but because they're afraid of losing what they've already put into them. Why is walking away so difficult? Because your mind hates loss. It whispers, maybe it'll get better. I've already invested too much. What if the next opportunity never comes? Fear convinces you that holding on is safer than letting go. But holding on often becomes the very thing that keeps you stuck. So what do people who build wealth understand that most people don't? They understand that every bad opportunity occupies the space where a better one could exist. Walking away isn't giving up. It's creating room. Room for a better client, a better investment, a better business, a better opportunity. Sometimes saying goodbye to the wrong thing is the only way to make room for the right thing. But even after you've learned to walk away, one challenge still remains. Many people still struggle to ask for what they're truly worth. Charging what you're worth. Why do so many talented people struggle to ask for what they're worth? It isn't usually a lack of skill. It's a lack of belief. People fear they'll seem greedy. They worry they'll lose the sale. They convince themselves they're asking for too much. So they settle, not because their work is worth less, but because they believe they are. What happens when you constantly undervalue yourself? You don't just earn less money, you teach other people how to value you. Every time you undercharge, every time you accept less than your worth, you reinforce the belief that your time, your effort, and your expertise are inexpensive. And once people become comfortable paying less, it's incredibly difficult to change their expectations. So how do people who build wealth think differently? They understand something simple. Charging what you're worth isn't arrogance, it's honesty. The right people don't buy the cheapest option. They buy the option they trust. And confidence creates trust. When you genuinely believe in the value you provide, other people begin to believe it too. But even if you've learned to value yourself, one habit still separates those who build lasting wealth from those who stay trapped chasing instant rewards. Delayed gratification. Why do some people seem to get richer every year while others stay stuck in the same financial cycle? The difference often isn't intelligence, it isn't talent, and it isn't luck. It's the ability to delay gratification. Most people want the reward now. The new car, the bigger house, the latest phone, the expensive vacation. They spend today's income trying to feel successful today. But real wealth is built by sacrificing temporary pleasure for lasting freedom. Why is waiting so difficult? Because your brain is wired to chase immediate rewards. Buying something today feels good. Saving it doesn't. Investing it doesn't. Learning a new skill doesn't. Those rewards are delayed. But the people who consistently build wealth understand something most people overlook. Every dollar you don't waste today becomes an opportunity tomorrow. What happens when you stop chasing instant gratification? You stop asking, what do I want right now? And you start asking, what will my future self thank me for? That one question changes everything. You make better financial decisions. You avoid impulsive purchases. You become more patient. And over time, those small decisions compound into extraordinary results. Wealth isn't usually created by one big decision. It's created by thousands of small decisions made consistently over many years. But even discipline isn't enough. Because if money simply makes you more of who you already are, then the most important question isn't how much money you have. It's who you're becoming. Your future self. What if every difficult decision you've seen in this video has been preparing you for one person, your future self? Every time you say no, every time you protect your resources, every time you walk away from the wrong opportunity, every time you delay gratification, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. Most people believe wealth changes who you are. More often, it reveals who you've been becoming all along. So what kind of person actually attracts lasting wealth? Not the smartest, not the luckiest, not the most connected. The person who can consistently make uncomfortable decisions without sacrificing their values. Because money doesn't reward comfort. It rewards discipline. It rewards patience. It rewards responsibility. And above all, it rewards consistency. So what does all of this really mean? It means the habits that feel cruel today are often the habits your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Saying no isn't cruel. Protecting your resources isn't cruel. Walking away isn't cruel. Charging what you're worth isn't cruel. Waiting for something better isn't cruel. They're acts of self-respect. And every one of those decisions moves you a little closer to financial freedom. At the beginning of this video, I told you these habits might feel cruel but attract money like crazy. Now you know why. They're only cruel to the habits that keep people broke. They're only cruel to the fears that keep people playing small. They're only cruel to the version of you that chooses comfort over growth. Money isn't attracted to people who say yes to everything. It's attracted to people who value themselves enough to say yes only to what truly matters. Because in the end, wealth isn't just something you earn. It's someone you become. You've just learned the habits that attract money. Now it's time to remove the habits that repel it. That's exactly what I cover in my other video. 7 things you should never do for money. You've been warned. If you're serious about building lasting wealth, click the video on your screen now. You'll learn not only what to do, but what to stop doing to claim your financial freedom.